Test 1 2 1 2. Good evening, folks, and welcome out to our 8th and final round of our Caribbean Porsche Cup. Welcome out to the Nurburgring, and we're going to go use the GT format tonight for our final round. Man, it's been such a great set of 8 weeks, man. I tell you that. And with these cars, for sure, it has definitely been challenging for the folks out here. And for sure, they've had some fun going at it as well. Just want to bring you up to speed with the points right now, as this is the final round of the Caribbean Porsche Cup. And right now we've got Dominic Charles leading the charge with 154 points, followed by Raw Pratap. The Guyanese overtaking Jaden Passad there. Sorry, Jaden Harrison rather. With 102 points. Jaden follows with 97. Matthias Parker climbed his way up into 4th position with 77 points. And Safir Roshan, an outstanding work by the youngster to get up there in the top 5 in the 5th position with 58 points, followed by Raymond Seabaran, who unfortunately missed a couple of races at that, but still managed 6th position with 44 points. Zayad Razak had a lot of turbulence here throughout this championship, and he still managed to go 7th with 43 points. Xavier Pratt only being able to show his true potential. They're coming down towards the ending of this championship with 39 points there in 8th. Mitesh Ramdani also missing a few out here. And sees himself in 9th position with 36 points. He's also in this one. So him and Xavier Pratt actually has a fight going on right now to see who will claim that 8th position. And Giovanni Melville, great for him to see him in the top 10 there in the 10th position with 18 points. If you want to see the rest of the point standing, go ahead and check out our Instagram or Facebook channels where we have, accounts rather, where we have the full set of the standings there for you. On the drone cam right now, as free practice comes to an end, we're getting ready to go live with qualifying. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, first person out the box here is going to be Kyle Pragg, coming in from the last event there. Not a Trinidadian. There goes Dominic Charles and Giovanni Melville, even though he's
I'm not the only one still seeing practice, right?
Parker, by the way.
Nah, me too.
Oops. Just give me a sec there, guys. Just go ahead and rejoin the server for me, guys. Thank you very much. All right, so unfortunately, the practice server did not throw us into the actual server. So we're going to have to go in now, and then I will have to force the server over. Boy, yeah. So just give us a couple of seconds
Getting
here.
kicked now.
Yeah, I gotta push it over as well. So just give us a second here. Let's push it over. Right. If you guys are in, we can go live now. Are you guys in?
I got some issues.
Well, I just get kicked.
All right. So what you need to do is just close it off and then come back in, and then I'll restart the qualifying for you guys. So nobody go on track just yet.
I get kicked again.
Yeah, so just close it out, come back in, and then we go back in there again. Sometimes this is the real penalty acting strangely for some reason. Xavier, you're gonna have to rejoin again. How about this? Let me just shut the server down and then we can do this again, please.
Yeah, you could do it because I keep on getting kicked all the time.
Copy. Gonna switch out the practice to something a little more affordable as well. All right, viewers, just a couple of minutes actually, because we've got a separate application running alongside the server, which helps us with the penalties rather of the server, which assists us in issuing either the cut track, well, mostly majority of it is being done for the cut track penalties, and so we look forward to that situation happening every time, because of course my eyes can't be on everyone at every moment in time while they're on track. So that actually issues out the penalties automatically. And sometimes when we have these server issues, it will bug out, for instance. So I think it should be better now, but let's just give it a few and see. Let's just try to join now, guys. Should be good now, right?
Oh, I got kicked. Oh, let me rejoin.
Yeah, I think he's telling Matthias to pre-join. He's telling still a lot of real penalties not initializing here.
Yeah, I get kicked again.
All right. Just let me just give it a second on your end this time. Like give it a full minute and then start to back the game. You guys got 2.5 minutes, but I can also restart that. So go ahead, leave the server. If you haven't been kicked, you can obviously remain. But if you're being kicked, leave the server. Give it a couple minutes and then try to rejoin. Amazing stuff here. To not get going on our final. I guess they don't want us to finish off our Caribbean Porsche Cup. Alright, seems like still getting kicked, so let me shut it down once more.
You could remove real penalty altogether.
On this track?
Yeah.
And are you guys trying to join through the browser or the application?
No application.
Well, I joined through the browser.
Yeah, the browser.
Try application instead, please. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so let's try this again. Once again, we're having some technical issues here with the penalty application, which we must use, by the way. All right, seems like it's running for you guys now, I think.
So far, I getting through here.
All right, seems like majority of you guys are good.
So can we go out now, or?
Well, you only got 3 minutes before qualifying, so might as well just wait it out. Right, so do apologize for that. However, we're going to give them a little bit more time here to get things settled. I do not want to trouble the server any more than it's already been touched at this point. Maybe we'll have a few other guys too deciding to join us here. But in the meanwhile, I just want to say thanks a lot to our sponsors and our partners in the Caribbean Porsche Cup. You know, it's been really good past couple of months, I should say. 8 weeks total this weekend will be for this championship, and it's been a challenging one for these guys. They've been through a lot with this car, I gotta tell you, with some very demanding tracks at that as well. And yeah, so the final
Oh
hurrah,
my gosh.
as per se, to get this one on the way. And like I said, let's give it a couple more to get some other guys in there. And I can see Jaden Harrison joining us here. Was not in the practice session, but here he is now in this little free practice that we have before we go qualifying in about a minute and 20 seconds time. These guys are already set. They're comfortable with what they have. Dominic Charles, of course, going out. Has no reason to, actually. He's already bagged this championship. But when a guy likes to drive, a guy likes to drive, let me tell you. So he's out there with Jaden Harrison and Xavier Pratt. Xavier Pratt coming back into the pits now. Just probably checking to make sure his setup is A-OK and ready for this final round, ladies and gentlemen, of the championship. Thank you for joining us. And like I was saying, it's brought to you by, it's been partnered by Darthan Investments, Subbies, Cafe, Sandwiches and Cafe, and not forgetting our guys there at Reboot Labs for helping us in producing and generating the results here for every session that we've had, every round that we've been to. You know, it doesn't actually save the results as an easily exportable file. You have to do a little bit of generating to GUI, if you know what that is. And so just want to say, great to have Reboot Labs on board with us to help us out with generating the results here for this championship. The final round, of course, is upon us once again, I must say, and they've been heck of a lot of fun to work with, especially in troubleshooting aspects and myself learning a bit of how that works. So you know what you're looking for and what you're asking for, what it's capable of having when you're running an outfit like this, and it's pretty awesome to have them on board. So Reboot Labs, of course, Subby's been with us since the year has started, and just want to say great thank you to Raymond Seabaran there for coming on board with us. Of course, he himself races. Unfortunately, tonight he couldn't be here for this event. To close it off, unfortunately, could not be here. And then, of course, Darthan Investments, major player in sim racing here from since the start of CSRO. Want to say thank you very much there, Paul Gio and Ram, for coming on board with us once again. He's very serious about taking sim racing forward within Guyana, and it's, you know, it's a major contributing factor when you have people like them ready to partner with you in aspects of this genre of sport, by the way. You know, especially with the FIA taking very much serious stance in believing that sim racing can help the future of motorsports all around the globe. So it's a major step forward in what we do here. As we continue to say, this is not a regular video game. No, it's not. This is a training ground basically for motor racers. It's also a talent booster to get those who already shown to have talent in the genre, in the sport, to just sharpen their tools as they basically head out into the world. So yeah, major props there to our partners for coming on board, as the little free practice that they had here has come to an end, and we are ready, ladies and gentlemen, to go qualifying here. I'm very curious to see how this final round will play out here. I mean, there's a lot on the board for others to where for those who want to finish substantially somewhere along the top 10. And let me just go that over for you once more. It's I guess they spawned me a little far away here. Let's try to get back on the track. My apologies for that. Well, this is what digital track looks like. You know, you don't want to put too many resources behind what is actually needed, such as the track and a little bit of the stands and so on, because those resources, of course, comes from your computer. So you don't want to take up too much of your computer's capabilities in creating these virtual racetracks. So that's why that back there would have been, or seems to be, incompleted. But yeah, here we are now. It's a little bit of an overtime that they're having here. Usually this time is given to them to make sure that their setups are in order. But in just a few moments time, we will have qualifying going once more. But let's bring those points to you. Dominic Charles leads this championship, and at one point it wasn't dominant, by the way. Jaden Harrison was giving him a strong run for his money, but currently he's sat at the top of the ladder with 154 points, with Jaden not being able to compete in the previous round, as qualifying does go live. But I'll complete my readout as they now get going. Here's Xavier Pratt, Kyle Prag, Matthias Parker, Jaden Harrison, followed by Shivani Melville and Rob Tab there. And so yeah, let's continue this readout here. So Jaden Harrison unfortunately missed out that last event, could not get the game working for some reason. They had an issue, I think, with one of the mods for him, but it was just a bit too late to troubleshoot that for him, so he lost out on that previous round. 97 points to him, but Raw Pratap has stolen that second position away from him on that leaderboard there. Raw Pratap with 102 points there for second position. Jaden third. Matthias Parker has climbed his way up into fourth position with 77 points, followed by Safir Roshan, then the youngster showing out here at CSRO for the first time here with CSRO, I might add, and doing quite well. He's up to 58 points there, and unfortunately we're not going to see him tonight in this outfit to claim some more points to that name, but really well done to him during this championship. Hats off to Raymond Sibaran as well, changing his setup mid-championship, by the way, but he's got a little bit more twinks to get done to his setup. 44 points goes to him. Zayad Razak has shown quite enormous amount of progress here between the GT3 Championship and this here Caribbean Porsche Cup. 43 points to Zayad Razak. Xavier Pratt there, 8th on the leaderboard, 39 points. And he's actually in a fight for that 8th position now with Mitesh Ramdani, who has 36 points. So we're going to look out for Xavier and Mitesh here. And to close off the top 10, Giovanni Melville out of St. Lucia. The only person in St. Lucia, by the way, that partakes in the sim racing activities, and you know they're trying to build their repertoire there at Team Identified as well. 18 points to him to close off the top 10. If you want to know who else is basically on that list, you can go ahead and check us out at the Caribbean Sim Racing Organization on our Facebook or Instagram pages, as we right now with our competitors here. As they make their way around the Nurburgring, and we're using the GT layout, not the GP layout. Xavier Pratt here is leading the pack on this first flying lap. So far, he's got someone else has already taken the purple sector. It might be Jaden Harrison, who's actually behind him. Oh, a little bit too much of that curb, is it? No, it's actually really good on the. I thought it would have unsettled the car there, but it's actually really good for him. Gets back on the power quite nicely here. Switches back to this right-hander. Seemingly quite well so far for Xavier. Still has that purple second sector, by the way, with all the other drivers crossing it at this moment in time. So this is going to be a great lap here from Mr. Pratt as he comes around the penultimate turn, gets back on the power, and oh my goodness, he loses that rear end ever so slightly there. It's a 159.301 from Xavier Pratt. Jaden Harrison behind him is now beginning a fast lap. So let's take a look at Jaden's lap as he goes around. Oh, a little bit of lockup there as he goes into turn 1. Misses the apex completely there, Jaden Harrison. But he's approaching now the end of sector 1, so we'll have this time. Oh, it seems as though he went a little bit off track there. But it doesn't seem as though it's affected his time, and it's not so good through the first sector. I don't think Jaden has had a lot of practice either on this track, as Matthias Parker also sets a 159.526. Followed by Giovanni Melville with a 2-minute flat almost. 6:41 there is the milliseconds for him. Alex Siebes comes in this one with a 2:04.201. And still we have to give the other drivers some time here as they make their way around. Just want to say, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already, and welcome out to the stream. after this final round, we're going to get prepared for our Caribbean Formula Cup. That's when we go racing with the likes of the F3, F2, and F1 cars. And finally, we're going to sit in an F1 car, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time here at CSRO for this Caribbean Formula Cup. Prior to that, we would have tried our hands at the F4 car, F3 car, and then of course the F2 car. And now we're finally heading into the F1 car. So Jaden Harrison there posts the fastest fastest time rather, 1:58.756. Where's Dominic Charles on this lap? I don't see him on the sector timing board at the moment. Nope, he's trying to get some heat into those tires. He's now beginning a fast lap as Raw Pertab goes second fastest now with a 1:59.1. Xavier Pratt with that 1:59.110 now, and he's going even faster through the first sector now, but it's already taken away there. Who is it taken away by? Raw Pertab, is it? No, it's Jaden Harrison rather. Has taken that first sector away, so Jaden is on for a flying lap once more here again. Looking quite smooth. Excuse me. Yes, I was saying, looking quite smooth there from Jaden Harrison, and it seems as though he's struggling in that second sector. Xavier Pratt, who he's trailing behind at the moment on track position, he's right there in the on your screen at the moment there, has gotten that second sector, but he's actually punching a hole in the air for Jaden Harrison at the moment. See, Jaden's actually a little bit fast there, but Xavier sets himself up for another flying lap, but he goes really wide there on the exit, and it's going to be a really bad lap there towards the end for Xavier. But Jaden does go fastest now with a 1:58.216 faster rather. And where's Dominic Charles? Now he's putting in double purple sector times there in sectors 1 and 2. On a charge here, Dominic Charles, even though he doesn't need to be. He's got the championship wrapped up in a bag, but no, he's not letting this go. And coming off of the GT3 championship with us missing Jaden Harrison in a few of those events, Jaden Harrison sent a stern warning here to Dominic Charles, stating that, hey, if I didn't miss those races, that championship would have been mine, and it's a lot more to run for this time around, because you're not only earning a championship title, as he puts a 1:57.629 on the board. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, crazy stuff here. More than a half a second faster than Jaden Harrison now, who is still struggling behind Xavier Pratt. But yeah, as I was saying, Jaden Harrison sending that stern warning to Dominic Charles, but unfortunately still cannot best his master here, as we did hear that Dominic Charles has taught Jaden Harrison a few tricks to use here on this track, but unfortunately I don't think he taught him everything. Cal Prague here in our second race at CSRO, and doing quite well here, the Trinidadian, to get himself up on the second row, but he's being chased down by Giovanni Melville there in Raw Pertab. Pertab in fourth position at the moment is seeing green sectors now as the checkered flag is waved, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see whether Raw Pertab can get out. No, huge mistake there. Let's take a look at Giovanni Melville. Not seen any sector time being registered for him as he comes across the line now, ladies and gentlemen. Does not go faster than that 8th position. Where's Jaden Harrison on this lap? Not seeing anything being calculated for him at this time. Seems as though he's sliding this car all over this place here. Xavier Pratt also, as there's a bit of cloud cover now over this section of the track. And I mentioned this before, but if there's cloud cover over a section of the track, you actually, that tarmac is going to actually lose temperature here in the simulation. So great little simulation there from the people who have chosen to keep Assetto Corsa alive. It's a huge user community basically that creates these mods, cars, tracks, even weather system. You know, before we didn't have nighttime, we couldn't do nighttime racing on Assetto Corsa. That's been created for us. The lights, of course, on the cars work as against before. You know, the simulation was basically, oh, as Jaden Harrison spins it out there, goes back into pit lane. But the simulation was basically abandoned, ladies and gentlemen. After they realized the modding community got way out of control. They couldn't control it, especially when the licensing became an issue. And so they went on to create Assetto Corsa Competizione. By the way, they were approached by the SRO, which is the Stefan Rattel organization. It was known as the Stefan Rattel organization, but it's now the SRO group. And of course, they're known for actually bringing out the first set of GT3 racing that the world has ever seen back there in the 2000s. They pioneered it basically, and they worked hand in hand with the FIA, but then of course the FIA left and did their own thing. I hope I get this story correctly. I think I do actually, because I've read it a bunch of times, so I should be able to remember what I'm talking about. But yeah, Dominic Charles, ladies and gentlemen, your pole sitter for the moment with a 1:57.629. Next up, 45 minutes of racing here at the Nurburgring with a mandatory tire change pit stop. Man, I'm looking forward to this. Our final round, ladies and gentlemen, of the Caribbean Porsche Cup. Alright, can see you guys out there in the chat for the YouTube channel. Don't forget to hit that like, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button with the notification bell to know when we go live with these events, and of course when we upload a video. We won't be back with you until August, and we're going to begin our Caribbean Formula Cup there in August. We're going to use the 2017 F1 car. It's a replica, of course. We of course can't legally use those cars in game, so it's a replica of the 2017 F1 car. Nothing, of course, to be similar in performance, but of course it's going to give us quite a great fun to look forward to in that Caribbean Formula Cup. I myself cannot wait to test drive those Formula One cars around the tracks that we'll be setting there for them. For these guys, it's a minute and a half to go. It's kind of a long night, it's beginning to be, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, qualifying is over there now, and so the guys will be doing like the final checks and so with their setups and making sure that everything is a-okay for their pit stop strategy as well here in this race, and getting all comfortable, I should say, in going racing for the 45 minutes ahead. Jaden Harrison being pipped there by Xavier Pratt towards the end. Actually did not notice that until now. Xavier Pratt with a 1:57.847. My goodness. Jaden Harrison struggling here with the pace. But will he be able to hold on to that Xavier Pratt as we head down into turn one? Who knows? Excuse me. All right, here we go. They're on the grid now, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside Dominic Charles, there's Xavier Pratt. And in the second row, Jaden Harrison from Kyle Prague. Raw Pratap unfortunately could not make it up there out of that top 5, as we know him to be starting these races in most cases. Matthias Parker there in 6th, Mitesh Ramdani in 7th, Giovanni Melville 8th, Alex Siebes in 9th, and Zayad Razak. I don't believe he actually did qualifying here. He's going to start in 10th position. One minute to go there on the clock, top left-hand corner. There's that countdown going. We begin at the 45-minute mark. At the 10-second mark, the lights will come on the screen for these guys, whether it's in the real game or with an application in their cockpit. They're going to see that the lights come on there, and then they will get their engines ready. You'll hear them start to rev those engines, get up the RPM to a great point where the traction is ideal when they let go of that brake and go racing here. 20 seconds to go, ladies and gentlemen. Goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now. I mean, it's not a close championship here for the lead, but still, final round of our 2026 Caribbean Porsche Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Actually, we're afforded the lights as well. And away we go, ladies. Oh, Jaden Harrison given a jump start penalty right off the bat there, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately for him. Into turn 1 we go, ladies and gentlemen. But he's already got... Oh, he's right on the bumper there. Did Dominic Charles just sit that one out? I think he did, actually. But Jaden Harrison, with that drive-through penalty, he's already taken the fight to Xavier Pratt. Xavier now on the inside. He's got a little bit of damage to the front end as well. I can see that bump, that bonnet just raised a bit, so it's been damaged here after. Oh, and he's gonna lose the rear end and goes into Jaden Harrison, who immediately just disconnects there. And now Xavier Pratt is all the way in the back now. Raw Pratap harassing Mitesh Ramdani as Kyle Pratt goes into the lead of this race. Huge oversteer there from Raw Pratap that's allowed Mitesh Ramdani to breathe now. Oh, on the inside, Matthias Parker and now Giovanni Melville and Raw Pratap gets together there. Raw Pratap very much struggling there to get back going, but Xavier Pratt gets to go up a couple of spots once more there. But Giovanni Melville up to 4th position now, and Xavier very racy behind Raw Pratap at the moment, while Kyle Prague is currently running away with this one. Oh, being pushed a little bit wild there is Giovanni Melville, but he's got this inside line and he's running really well here. Giovanni Melville like a bat out of hell. Look at how damaged that car is of Xavier Pratt. He tucks in now behind Giovanni to try and get a little bit of slipstream going. On the outside now, he goes into the chicane for the first time in a race format. Oh, you don't want to be doing that, Xavier. Gets on the grass now, and Giovanni Melville's got to be careful. Where is he at? Oh, he's actually gotten to stay out there and get back in line with the race behind them. Now Giovanni Melville is coming under pressure from Matthias Parker. Matthias Parker, oh, outbreaks himself, unfortunately, and Dominic Charles follows him along. Oh, a little bit of braking there, heavy braking there from Matthias Parker, almost threw him off the racing line. Now Xavier Pratt is trying to climb up back with Dominic Charles here. But if we look ahead, Alex Siebes is actually trailing along Raw Pratap. This is his best position he's been so far since joining CSRO. Hopefully he can hold on to it, give us a good outstanding performance here at Alex Siebes. Dominic Charles already, though, climbing up the ladder here. Oh, and Giovanni Melville now loses it on the braking. Gets back on the track, but unfortunately, all the way in 8th place. And Zayad Razak, we now notice, is in pit lane. Unfortunately, did not choose to start this race. Cloud cover down in the back here, so they got to be careful with the tarmac. It's not going to be that grippy here as Xavier does get a little bit closer, as does Dominic Charles now to Matthias Parker. Take a ride on board with Dominic Charles. Tries to get that car rotated there, but Matthias Parker now turning on the pressure to Alex Siebes here in a 4th position. Dominic Charles has got a front row seat to that fight. Oh, Alex Siebes there. Huge understeer there from him. But he's dismissed there quite easily. I do want to say that he's probably allowed the faster guys to go through. Oh, he's going to lose the rear end. And unfortunately, that's it for Alex Siebes. He disappears there into the rearview mirror as Dominic Charles now takes the fight to Matthias Parker. Xavier Pratt actually holding on here to that 6th position behind Dominic Charles and staying with these two. Excuse me. Staying with these two. Still coming off of that sore throat there from last week, so I do apologize for the coughs. Running that really bad there, Matthias Parker, and he's taking himself out of that bidding. And Xavier Pratt as well. He gets back on the track though, right behind Xavier Pratt. And Xavier, more issues there for the Guyanese, and more issues there for Alex Siebes and Giovanni Melville as well. Giovanni keeps going though. Alex surely has damage now after heading into that wall so hard. Kyle Pratt though, opening up this gap even more. It's now about 2.8 seconds there, almost 3 seconds to Mitesh Ramdani. Mitesh doing quite well though to hold on to that 2nd position. My endurance buddy there, we took part in an endurance race last night, and unfortunately the power outage hit us at our 3rd stint. Where Rob Tab here is actually on your screen took over the reins, and then unfortunately there was a truck that was transporting a heavy machinery which basically uprooted a power line, and there went our power in and around Georgetown, Guyana. And of course that 6-hour race was totally over for us at that point. So myself, Mitesh Ramdani, Rob Pratap, and Zayad Razak under the CSRO banner took place in that endurance event there on Le Mans Ultimate. But it seems as though right now Mitesh Ramdan, he's got a point to prove here in this format, the Caribbean Porsche Cup, and he's currently in 2nd position at the moment, while Rob Pratap is trailing. He's actually depleting that time between himself and Mitesh Ramdani at this point. Dominic Charles, however, already up there into 4th position. Of course, you saw when that occurred. And now he's trying to close that 4-second gap to Rob Pratap. Matthias Parker is back up ahead of, or rather, Kyle Prague with the fastest lap there. But look at this now. Xavier Pratt almost on the inside there of Matthias Parker. As Dominic Charles responds with an even faster lap there. These two are running down onto the pit wall, it seems. And I have to say, at this point in time, I think this is the next... Oh my goodness. Gets on the AstroTurf just so slightly, ever so slightly, loses the rear end. And that's that fight with Xavier Pratt. Xavier, rather. To close off that one. And it seems as though they're settling down now with just about 1 minute until the pit window goes live. They'll have 15 minutes, or rather, sorry, 30 minutes of pit stop opportunity. Did I say 30 minutes? I meant 15 minutes rather of pit stop opportunity. And to get that, but no one of course pits this early in a race, as Rob Pertap continues to close this gap now, as well as Dominic Charles. We'll take a look at this fight as it goes on. Oh, a little bit too much there off track from Rob Pertap, but he's ever so closely now to Mitesh Ramdhani. Tell you what, after 7 rounds, they've definitely got accustomed to this car, because I know for sure Raw was not doing that in rounds 1 to 5 through that chicane. He looks so smooth there in this Porsche. Dominic Charles with another fast one to let them know that he's coming. 157.839 from the Trinidadian now. Heavy on the brakes here though. Raw Pertab against his countryman Mitesh Ramdhani into turn 1. Very racy here, Raw Pertab. Look at him have to wrestle this car around. It's no easy task. Look at them get ever so slightly back on the power and having to correct that oversteer. It's not an easy car to drive, that's for sure. No traction control on these Cup cars, only ABS. Mitesh Ramdhani feeling the pressure now. And this is going to slow them up, of course, and let Dominic Charles get even closer now. My goodness, this is some great racing here we're watching, ladies and gentlemen. Just look at how he takes this car through this chicane. It's amazing here from Raw Pertab. Gets back on the power, switches over just so cleanly, man. Absolutely enjoying that bit of run there from these guys. Dominic Charles gets even closer now. They both have to correct a snap oversteer there out of the penultimate corner. Is it this time now that Raw Pertab will get by? He doesn't want to be held up any much longer here from Mitesh Ramdhani. Dominic Charles is coming. He's coming really, really hard. On the inside now. He gets it locked up. Can he get it turned in? Quite well, he does. Raw Pertab up into second position. But Mitesh Ramdhani has got an opportunity here to fight back. And there is Dominic Charles now. Raw Pertab putting on the brakes, it seems, to let Mitesh be a problem for Dominic as he tries to get away now, Pertab. Ooh, having a look barely there, Dominic Charles. Let's ride on board with Dominic, actually. Such a different line there compared to the two of them from Dominic Charles. And that's where he's probably finding all that pace. But this is one difficult section of the track to try and get a pass done. And you've got to align it just right down the front straightaway into turn one. If someone wants to make their car as wide as possible, they can do that. Let's take a look and see how this pans out. Mitesh Ramnani now susceptible to the Trinidadian here, who's having a look on the inside. Can he get it planted in there? He's trying to probe and push. A mistake there from Mitesh Ramnani. Mitesh almost giving into it. No, on the brake, and they go, no, he's going to take Mitesh Ramnani out of this one. And the rule states if you take someone out, you have to wait until they get back on track. And preferably back in the position. And having to do so, Rob Pertab is now with a lot more breathing room than he had before. Mitesh will definitely be shaken now from that incident there with Dominic Charles. But of course, we love to see this kind of racing. We love to see them respecting each other. And of course, Dominic Charles, they're respecting the rules as well. It's one thing to go fast. It's one thing to go fast and be polite. Xavier Pratt there too, catching up. And he's finally going to get it done here. Mitesh Ramnani sees no benefit in holding himself up with fighting Dominic Charles there. Has actually let him by. And I said it, he's going to be shaken after that coming together. Quite unfortunate that it had to happen, actually. But of course, it wasn't done intentionally. And if it was, of course, Dominic gave back the position in any case. So it's definitely not intentional. And yeah, there is Xavier Pratt now catching up back with them in 5th position after an incident saw him being at the back of the pack. Interestingly enough, it will be to see Dominic Charles try and catch Cal Prague now, who's having an enormous amount of fun up front here, all by himself. Rob Pertab, though, trying to close this gap, is currently sat at 5.5 seconds. There it is. There he is at the bottom of your screen just now in view. Cal Prague, though, gets back on the pole. Let's take a ride around with Cal Prague here to see where his line's set. Ever so slightly left on the throttle there to keep the car going. Oh, look at him fight, wrestle this car. It's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you're up ahead and you've not got anything to go off of, the next guy running lines or anything like that. You've got to basically create a path of your own here. And it seems as though he's doing quite well currently. Xavier Pratt, though, much closer now to Mitesh Ramnani. Take you to this fight, as Dominic Charles has already set off for that 2nd position now, with almost 4 seconds separating himself from Rob Pertab. Mitesh Ramnani seemingly struggling now. I wonder if he has rear end damage and if there's damage to that rear wing. The tire's threshold is becoming a factor now. So the grip will be starting to fall off as we see Robert Tab get even closer now to Kyle Bragg. Closing down that gap by half a second now. Dominic Charles as well. Seems like he's used up a bunch of threads on his set of tires as well. On the outside, he's having a look there. Xavier Pratt. Mitej Ramdani just trying to survive at this point with a damaged car, it seems. Trying to hit those apexes as well as he could, but oh my goodness. Look at the time that he's losing here. We're trying to get some downforce. Not trying to get some downforce, rather with the lack of downforce. And trying to rotate this car. Xavier needs to be patient. He doesn't want to take him out. He doesn't want to lose time. Any more time that he's already lost here. But already under 3 seconds now is Dominic Charles. As you see them in view ahead on your screen. Stays on the power there. Xavier gets it in the grass just a bit. My goodness. These guys are fearless tonight. This car, like I keep saying, it's not an easy task. Definitely not an easy task here. Robert Tab already bringing that car close to 4 seconds now. From 5 to Kyle Bragg. Meanwhile, Dominic Charles continues to close that gap to Robert Tab. Xavier needs to be careful not to overdrive this car. It's a new lap record there from Dominic Charles of 157.8. Definitely out here showing us what a great driver he is, Dominic Charles, if we haven't learned already. Mitej Ramdani there. My goodness, these guys, I tell you, it's great racing to see here come towards down the end. Oh, got to get back on the brake there. Xavier Pratt has a much better line now to get back on the power here on the exit. Really nice stuff here from Xavier. Where will he go? He's going to go on the outside of this turn. My goodness, can he get it done? Mitej Ramdani with an early break, and then is it complete? Yes, it is. Quite unfortunate here for Mitej Ramdani, but he's back now in 5th position. Oh, but Xavier with a mistake there. He hurriedly closes the door there, but unfortunately Mitej Ramdani was a little bit way too far away. Oh, look at him jump that curb, Xavier. No fear at all in these cars. He's a man on a mission here, it seems. As Robert Tab is now under. Oh, huge mistake there from Mitej Ramdani. Oh no, is it over here for Mitej? Oh, he's just got to watch how he get back on track. And now Matthias Parker goes by. I think Kyle Bragg has decided to put the pace on back again. Back up to 5th position. Oh, Robert Tab trying to here with the undercut to Kyle Bragg. So now Dominic Charles goes into 2nd position. But let's see what the time here as Ziad Razak actually decides after 5 laps into the race that he's going to join this event. Mitej Ramdani will have to go and fix the damage that he has there. There you see him in pit lane. Here comes Robert Tab. Now he's going to rejoin the race behind Giovanni Melville in 7th position. But we're looking to see how long the pit time is. It is approximately, not approximately, but exactly 42.17 seconds. And Alex Siem's been given a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Mitesh Ramdani gets that fixed. You can see the car looking very much more shinier than it was before. So of course we can confirm. Oh no, actually the rear end of that car still is damaged. So he's just gonna get the change of the tires going there. It's probably already shot for him. So he's Alex Siebes in pit lane, but he messed up that pit stop on entry there. So he's going to have to watch himself as he gets back going. Kyle Prague, though, have some tires on that car that needs changing. You saw him slide it out there of that corner. And in his rearview mirror, Dominic Charles is getting larger and larger. And he's going to have to start contemplating when he's going to take this car into pit lane now. It seems as though he's going to do it right now. Kyle Prague pits from first position. Dominic Charles chooses to carry on now, and he's going to try and open up the gap here, it seems, to the rest of the field, which of course we know is capable, which he is capable of. But we want to see now what Kyle Prague's pit stop time is going to be here. Here he goes now, Kyle Prague. What is the stop here? It's a 43.14, but here comes Raw Portab, who is trying the undercut against the leader of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Can he get it done? Remember, it was a 5-second deficit that Kyle Prague had, that Raw Portab had rather, to Kyle. And now I can see it at 2.1 seconds, so he's cut that in half now. Raw Portab, great outlap there and in-lap there on the undercut for him. But can he catch up back? He's got really, oh, he's got a huge oversteer that he's got to control there. Does get it under control. His tires will be a little bit warmer than Kyle's, but it seems as though he's pushing himself now. Can he get it rotated in nicely? Yes, he does. Gets back on the power, but Kyle seems like he's comfortable now in that car. Ooh, what's going on up here? Matthias Parker really close now to Xavier. Like I said, Xavier was probably overdriving that car, and now the tires are falling off of that car. And oh no! Dominic Charles been given a drive-through for speeding in the pit lane now. Both of them too dive into pit lane there. Matthias Parker and oh, someone just teleported into pit lane. I think it was Xavier. But Dominic Charles been given a drive-through penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. It's quite tricky here to get into the pit lane. Matthias Parker right now in a first position seemingly, because he's ahead of Dominic Charles in the pits. Dominic though and Xavier Pratt. Ooh, what happened there? Seems like Xavier is having some issues. Dominic gets going again. It is a 47.66 stop from him. Kyle Prague goes back in the lead, followed by Raw Portab in second position, and now Dominic Charles there in third. But Dominic will have to settle that argument that he's got there with the stewards while doing that drive-through penalty. And we're looking at Raw Portab versus Kyle Prague now. It seems like he's gotten it under that 2 seconds and can hold it, can sustainably hold it here. That car is looking pretty banged up here though for Raw Portab. Trying to do the late apex there, Raw Portab. It's not working. Sorry. It's not working though, it seems. on that occasion. He's still about 1.8 seconds from that top spot. So we've actually lost Xavier in that one. And Matthias Parker, I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but he is back on the racetrack. Hitesh Ramdani in that 5th position. Alex Siebes now up to 6. He just made a pass there on Giovanni Melville. Giovanni seems as though he's got damage now, Giovanni Melville, that he's nursing here on this car. Just want to appreciate the livery on this car here, representing his nation of St. Lucia. Really nice liveried car, I might add. But after starting off this race quite racy here, it seems as though he's kind of calmed down. He needs to drink some Red Bull, I suppose, and keep that raging bull there towards the start of the race throughout. But unless, of course, he's nursing damage, that could all be just fluff from my end of the commentary, of course. But, of course, great mention to Giovanni Melville coming on board with us here. The 2nd championship, he did join us in the GT3 championship as well. Oh, struggling there, it seems. I think the tires are definitely off on that car. And guess what? Kyle Prague has finally gotten those tires heated up and sorted out onto him. He's now dropped 2.2 seconds there to Raul Pertab. And now Dominic is getting even closer here. Dominic does have to serve his drive-through penalty though. And with 15 minutes left in this event, ladies and gentlemen, there goes the pit window. It's now closed. So if we didn't have any persons making their mandatory pit stop there, they will be disqualified from the event. But of course, I don't think we have anyone that did not make their mandatory pit stop, so it's all good for them. Dominic Charles now catching up to Raul Pertab on this one. Very much closer here now is Dominic Charles. Dominic there with a fastest lap now, 157.739. Does have to take that drive-through penalty. And I think he's got about 3 laps to get it done. This would be his 3rd lap, so he's got to pit in on this lap. Oh, Giovanni, oh no, Zayad Razak, sorry. Facing the wrong way there. When he's trying to get it nose in there, that's a heavy braking zone there, and he's trying to get that nose in there, but he almost turned it into a disaster. And then Alex Siebes been disqualified there for not taking that drive-through penalty, so we lose Alex Siebes in this one. Dominic Charles, nothing to run for here, nothing to lose actually in this one, and he's basically running Raul Pertab like a bat out of hell at the moment. Will he try on the inside here as he did before with Xavier? No, and he's gonna have to take that pit stop now. So he's trying to make it that in lap as fast as possible, and of course, unfortunately, Raul Pertab was in his way, so he's going to get to do his mandatory drive-through penalty rather. Now Matthias Parker is coming around here, the penultimate corner. And he's got an opportunity here to get up into third position, but Dominic Charles has taken his drive-through penalty now. It's not that bad. It's about 15 seconds that separates him from Robert Tab. And if I know Dominic Charles, with 11 minutes to go rather, that's quite doable. It is quite doable. Even if he would still finish on the podium here, and with 154 points, with the closest person being somewhat 52 points away, which is Robert Tab, he is quite alright with this finishing position to still claim this title of Caribbean Porsche Cup champion. He's going to earn that title until the 2027 season comes around. And of course, he's going to get a shiny little trophy to put up on display somewhere around his house that signifies that he was the champion for that year. Of course, everyone has that opportunity to them, especially now going forward with the partnerships that we've secured. So it will happen for the Caribbean Formula Cup as well. So, you know, you can walk away as the GT3 champion, you can walk away as the Porsche Cup champion, and now, of course, the Formula Cup champion title and trophy to be had here from CSRO. I don't think anyone else is doing that within the Caribbean region. And hopefully next time around we can do first, second, and third, and also add a bit of cash prizes in there as well. Cash prizes not stranger to us. We've actually done that in the past. But in most cases, it's either we do the trophies or we do the cash prizes. Cash is definitely not going to last as long as a trophy. So, I mean, I would prefer to know that these guys have something to claim and say that they own to have in their homes. And I know some people will be like, oh, but I want the cash. Well, it's not much to begin with. I mean, we can barely afford to to do cash for all three. Ooh, what's going on here? He did mention earlier tonight that he has internet issues, Dominic Charles. And just briefly there, I saw that car acting in ways which indicates that he might be having some internet issues. Under 2 seconds again is Robert Tab, ladies and gentlemen, and finally being able to break the curse out of the finish in third position, maybe, with just under 9 minutes left to go. Robert Tab's got an opportunity here to take the fight to Kyle Prague as well. But how well can he lock in? How well can he pressure Kyle Prague is the question. Seems as though Kyle is very much stronger around here. As he's been able to raise that time over 2 seconds again, Kyle Prague. But he's in sights there of Raw Pertap, so Raw is definitely not going to give up on this fight. Already that deficit is down to 12 seconds there for Dominic Charles. So if you want to bet me on that one, you can go ahead, because I think he's going to be able to get back here in this fight. with Raw Tab, at least coming down to the final couple of laps here. But Raw is trying to get this first position. He sees it, he smells it, he wants it. Wow, that's half a second there in a matter of a couple of turns. Great job there from Robert Tab now. The pressure is on for sure. He needs to keep it up. Dominic Charles, though, back to 15 seconds? No, it's coming down again. Dominic Charles over the line with a 157, 358. 11.8 seconds now from the Trinidadian to Robert Tab. Kyle Prague is being a little cheeky there in going wide. But of course, if the real penalty system does not tell you that that is not allowed, then of course you can do it. Robert Tab with a slide there on the entry into that chicane. He's fired up here, Robert Tab, and he's closing this gap to Kyle Prague. Not running wide there, choosing to not go wide there. Is that slowing him down? He might not feel comfortable. Kyle Prague with another mistake there, missing the apex of that corner. Another 3/10 gone. Rick's much later there than Kyle Prague does Robert Tab, and I'd say this motor race has gotten interesting. Virtually, that is. Under a second now to the Trinidadian is Robert Tab. Having a look on the inside. Nope, nothing giving. He's going to try and capitalize here on the entry. Gets back on the power quite nicely here. Robert Tab. Kyle Prague now under pressure. He's definitely got to be feeling that. A little bit missing that apex there. He actually missed it by a huge margin there, Robert Tab. And you can see the difference in the lines here between Kyle Prague and Robert Tab. He's learning it as he goes by, but that's where he's going to lose some of it. My goodness, my head is turning. It's nodding with this one. Oh, on the edge, ladies and gentlemen. This is some great running here from both of these guys. My goodness, to see them manhandle these cars, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of training they're putting their muscle memory through in this virtual environment. I'll tell you what, if they were to jump in some real oh no, he's gonna make a huge mistake there. Robert Tab by getting back on the power way too soon. The rotation of the car is not there. So he tried his best to get back on the power, just trying, and also you got to remember that the aerodynamic wash is a reality in this simulation. So he's going to lose front-end grip through those corners as well, Robert Tab, as he's following Kyle Prague along. Oh, he's slides it once more here. Robert Tab, he's got to be careful not to overheat these tires. Blinking those lights there. Telling them, hey buddy, I'm coming for you. This is where the difference in lines catches Robert Tab out. He loses some of the time here that he could well and use to get even closer down this back straightaway. Look at the discs glow there on that car as he goes back for the brakes there. Those carbon disc brakes, ladies and gentlemen. They're neck and neck through there in terms of line. Oh, Kyle Prague having a little bit less of a fortunate time through there. And Robert Tab is managing to catch up back a little bit more. Oh, this is a great entry. That is a great entry there from Robert Tab. And an even better entry through here. He's got the car rotated now. Kyle Prague losing a little bit more time there, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle seemingly very much under pressure now. Oh no, huge mistake there from Raul. He's going to lose a huge amount of time there. Down the front straightaway they go once more, ladies and gentlemen, for the final lap. Imagine that. This is going to go down to the wire. My goodness, let's take that right on board with Robert Tab. Oh, Kyle having a bit of snap oversteer there to correct. The difference in lines there is what I keep banging at, because Kyle Prague has got the advantage through there. And Robert Tab seemingly a little bit better through here. Once he can get that car to rotate and get back on the power nice and smoothly. My goodness, what a race this has turned out to be. Gets it on the grass there, Kyle Prague, but it doesn't seem as though it's hurt him that much. Oof. My goodness, it doesn't seem as though he's going to get it done here, Robert Tab. But he did try, and he definitely gave us a great race here towards the ending. Just a couple corners to go, Kyle Prague. Second race for CSRO has got an opportunity here, and yes, as long as he can hold on to the exit of this corner, he's going to claim his first victory ever at CSRO, ladies and gentlemen. Trinidadian Kyle Prague. Bring it down to towards the end of turn 1 for me, guys. End of turn 1. And then, of course, your championship winner, Dominic Charles, ladies and gentlemen, closes off with third position. Of course, he had that drive-through penalty to serve for speeding in the pit lane. But of course, it's going to be a celebration here towards the end of this championship. What a great 8 weeks it has been. I'm going to allow them to do that. Of course, yes. And let's take it back. All right. Wow. What an eventful race that was, coming out to the end there as well. But Dominic, it seems as though you've made a mistake here in that pit entry. I know it's not visible, quite visible. But of course, that's on you to practice it. But I wish you'd been up here to be involved with this three-way fight. It was amazing. But you're now crowned officially the Caribbean Porsche Cup champion for 2026-2027. Congratulations to you once again, especially you've got the GT3. I wonder if you're going for the Triple Crown.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
All right. Well, how was it? How was this car? I need your feedback on that for sure. Especially here at this track.
It was really slippery at this track, though. I mean, I didn't really have much trouble with it. I kind of came just for the vibes, because I already won from the last race. So yeah, I mean, it was fun. I tried to do the last first. I think I murdered Mitesh somewhere along the line.
Yeah, we
Feel a
saw
little bad
that.
about that one. But yeah, I had the pit button, the pit limiter unbound because I was doing work on another sim, and
Ah,
yeah, that that kind of killed me there.
till
So
you're
yeah,
dead.
that was fun though. I'm looking forward to the next one. The next one should be open wheel, right?
Correct. Formula Cup starts in August.
Well, yeah, that'll be great. So, just gonna try to practice in advance because I don't think I'll have time down towards the event. So, we'll see how it goes.
All right, good. Thanks a lot there, Dominic Charles, and congratulations once again on winning this Caribbean Porsche Cup 2026 into 2027. You're going to have that title, and now you've got 2 shiny trophies here. And he says he's going for the Triple Crown, ladies and gentlemen. And now we go to Raul Portab. Raul, you've finally broken that curse, my guy. The P3 curse. You're finally in the second position here, and it was coming down to such a great little battle there, but unfortunately it seems as though Kyle has just got a little bit more oomph in that car.
Yeah, definitely. He's pretty fast. In the first half of the race, he had like outstanding pace. He was gone. I got bullied a lot in the first like couple corners. I
Yeah, we
got like
saw
hit
that.
like couple times. I was just trying to survive, and well, luckily for me, I practiced my pit entry like just now, and I was like, okay, the line is invisible, so I'm just gonna put on the pit limiter like, or right, and I was seeing people getting caught, and I was surprised when Dominic got caught. I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what?
It gave you a bit of breathing space.
Yeah. But for some reason, my PS is pretty decent, but I started the reeling idle there. I don't know if it was purposely let it off or just tired or something. But I was actually getting, but I was like, I was just running out of physical energy to like mental energy to just try to, get the lap time. So every time I get close, I just making a small bit of mistake. But all in all, I'm still happy. What am I, second in the championship, I believe?
Yes, that is going to secure your second spot there.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fun season. A lot of fun battles, a lot of fun racing with these guys here, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
And trust me, we're looking forward to seeing you in the next season as well there from Raw per Tab. And Kyle, you're just going to have to confirm for me that you've got a mic. We can speak to you.
Yeah, I have a mic.
All right. And it's your first time here. Second time racing with us, but first time on the podium and on the top step for that matter. You have to introduce yourself now to our viewers and myself and tell us a little bit about your sim racing career. And I think you might have to speak up a bit because I do hear you a bit muffled.
Okay, well, this is my first time ever competing in any league
Wow.
ever. I just hopped on, did some practice laps, practiced my pit entry, thankfully. And yeah, I made some simple mistakes, but I'll fix it for next season.
Most definitely. Let me tell you what, it was astonishing to see someone come out for the first time racing competitively and do as well as you did. But how far back does your sim racing career go? It doesn't have to be in league format. When did you start actually racing virtually?
I started racing virtually about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Took a break for like 6 months, and I just got back into it.
Wow, after 6 months break. Well, I guess they say the good don't forget the good. And that is definitely so. Well, I mean, that is as much as we can get from you for now, I suppose, in that aspect. But we do look forward to seeing you in the Caribbean Formula Cup. And you do seem very promising. I'm looking forward to seeing more of you, young man. And welcome aboard, CSRO. Thanks a lot. And congratulations there on that race win. I'll step aside now, but once more, just want to say thank you to all the competitors that took part in this season so far, both in the GT3 and now in the Caribbean Porsche Cup. The Caribbean Formula Cup is next. We hope to see you guys. We've lost a couple of guys to computer issues too, so we hope to see you guys back as well. And I just want to say thanks a lot for showing up every weekend. Even though you might not be that fast, you know, you're still here to try and learn and trying to get better. And I really, really admire and appreciate that from you guys. And I just want to say for the last time until I see you again in the Caribbean Formula Cup, thank you very much for taking part and being with us so far. You know, I wouldn't have a stream to do with it without 5 of you guys, or you know, I can't host an event with 1 or 2 or 3 guys, so at least 5 guys. And you know, I can't enjoy myself if you're going to be spread out around the track and there's no battles to be had. So I just want to say thank you all to all those who come out, Xavier Pratt as well as Matthias. I can see a rivalry starting there between those two, always finding themselves together on the track. So I look forward to that. Zayad Razak, his brother, by the way, I actually forgot his name, so sorry about that. But I think it's Arshad or Rashad or something like that. We missed him as well. He's seemingly a really good driver too. And of course, Safir Roshanen. We can't forget Safir Roshanen. But yeah, definitely looking forward to these guys in the next championship. I can bring you up to speed with the points. So Dominic Charles claims this championship with 169 points. Rob Pratap will claim second position with 120 points. Jaden Harrison will claim third position with 97 points. Mateus Parker goes up into fourth position with 89 points. Safir Roshanen will hold on to that fifth position with 58 points. Mitesh Ramdani in 6th position with 46 points. Zayad Razak in 7th position with 45 points. Raymond Sibaran will lose a position or 2 here. He's got 44 points in that 8th position. Xavier Pratt, unfortunately, we lost him during the event with 43 points. He's in 9th position. And Kyle Prague has managed to get up into the 10th position there with that race win with 31 points. If you want to know the rest of these points here going forward, then stay tuned to our social media handles, Caribbean Sim Racing _organization at Facebook and Instagram. Listen, guys, I'm going to step away now to close off the stream. Thanks a lot once more for coming by and being a part of this. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so what an eventful end of the Caribbean Porsche Cup that was. Look, if you want to be a part of this, go ahead and reach out to us there in our Discord. We've got a Discord link in the YouTube channel, and also you can send us a message on Instagram or on Facebook, and we'll get you sorted and set up for the Formula Cup that's starting in August. And of course, if you want to come on board with us as a partner, you can go ahead and call me on 619-4485. We can get that sorted, and you can of course sponsor the next event that is coming up, which is the Caribbean Formula Cup. For that one, we're definitely going to be giving away the title as well. You'll earn that title, Caribbean Formula Cup champion, for 1 year. So until August of 2027, you'll be holding that title along with a nice shiny trophy for that one as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us throughout this entire season. If you stuck by with us for this entire season, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you're one to look back at these videos and you're currently looking back at these videos, you can definitely go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button to know when we go live with our next championship. All right, thanks a lot once more for joining me in this one. See you in the next one.